Just imagine, I come through your room, I see you doing this, this, and that, and I just first thing I say is, a jack of all trades is a master of none. And I just walk away, right? Like I said some shit, like I said some meaningful, applicable, applies to you as shit. Life don't work like that, baby. It really don't. And guess what? That's not even the full quote. A jack of all trades is a master of none, but oftentimes better than a master of one. But for the people who heard a jack of all trades is a master of none and didn't want to do any research behind the context behind that phrase, where it came from, what set up the situation for a motherfucker to even say that shit. Nah, because what they do is immediately feel rapport. They feel connection with that reality. I'm a master of one trade and one trade only. One. That's why you get scared. You get unsettled when you see somebody else, something else destroying the framework that you've been living your life off of, so trying to survive off of. I do one thing, I do one thing, I do one thing, I do one thing. You look to the left, look to the right. You see this nigga doing three things, and he ain't struggling. A master, a jack of trades is master of none, a jack of trades. Bro, and you gotta have compassion for that motherfucker who was tricked into thinking that that applies for each and everybody, including themselves. Imagine you got these talents, you got these gifts that may not demonstrate as one thing. And think about that. Is one thing really even one thing by itself? Is there anything in reality that is isolated by itself, only one thing ever by itself? As if it has no connection with any other thing. Well, God. No, because I think about it. So for the fact that I can even think about God or the concept of it lets me know that no, it's not by itself doing things autonomously. Some of us ran with that notion though. And I'm not just talking about the jack of all trades. Whatever other axiomatic phrases that been tossed in your head. A real man gotta get. I remember my older brother told me just fleetingly, oh man, you gotta have a Ferrari, a Lamborghini by 25 or 28 or whatever the fucking age was. Nigga them didn't and doesn't have that. So I don't know why he telling me that I need that, and he ain't even the nigga who got it. But a lot of I'm not. This is not an episode to talk shit about none of these motherfuckers. It's just an episode to realize, like, damn, all these phrases, all these axiomatic sayings stem from people who live that life. And then there's another category of people who heard those axiomatic phrases, got inspired by that, and don't really live that life. It's like becoming aware of your ignorance for the first time. It's like, wow, I really thought this, and that. That's crazy. But imagine the lifestyle that you be living, listening to that one person or those few people who really was on the fence with, hey man, a jack of all trades is a master of none. So you might as well go get a job, nigga, or whatever the situation was. You know what I'm saying? And of course, the world don't work like it doesn't work like this. Well, as I tell you this, I also just know that deep down in my heart, I'm also scared of doing things that I feel like would push me to become better. So really, when I tell you that a jack of all trades is a master of none, it's really in hindsight me telling you to don't go and expand beyond what I've carefully constructed in my life. Because if you do, I'm gonna come around that corner and I'm gonna tell you. When you doing too many things, when you doing one too many things, I'm gonna come around the corner like a goblin. Hey, bro, you know, when you get my age, you gonna understand. A jack of all trades is a master in none, player. You see me? And then he start talking about his shit. It's cool. But you know, life don't work like one size fit all, bruh. There's a nigga you know that is a master of the jack of all trades. That nigga can do this, and that, or this and that. And whether he puts it together, he or she puts it together in one arena, or they kind of spread it out to make it look like different things, but perhaps interconnected. You can't tell that motherfucker. No, you might hate. You might be worried because you don't live that life. You trying to figure out how you gonna do this, and that, because you're not in that arena to understand how that shit will work. Just like a kid, it's not even gonna ponder. Hey, how do we bills? How am I getting water every day? No, if you have it, if you have the shit handled, then them type of questions won't even come up early. They will just assume that's how reality works. Just like a lot of us, assume. There's a lot of reality that we. There's a lot of perceptions of reality that are fixed under assumptions that haven't been checked, like the jack of all trades type of phrase. It's not just a phrase, bro. Some of these things get reinforced as we're going through life, and it pops up as a thought, a feeling, reinforced in front of us as a mirror of experience. I was in Vegas and there was a door. I needed to go pee. Just take a piss real quick. I seen a bar. Door open. There wasn't no door. It was just an opening. Went an entry. I went in. Boom. I'm looking left and right. Ain't nobody noticed. Most people didn't notice that I walked in the room. The bartenders for sure didn't notice. But as I walk in, you can see the bathroom. He had the little emblem, the little boy emblem. The door open. Ain't no bodyguard there trying to stop a nigga. No, you can't use the bathroom. You could just walk straight to the bathroom. I gotta pee. My ass go ask a motherfucker if I go use the bathroom. You know what the bartender lady said? Oh yeah, it's gonna be $1 though. You going to buy something. The bitch didn't even notice that I was in the room. I'm saying that story because the girl I was with, she paid for the. I ain't doing all that. I ain't about to pay to piss, nigga. Yeah, you gotta pay to piss, nigga. Fuck you. But that's the sting of materialism and the Machiavellian business style of relating and doing business, where ah, fuck you. I just gotta take advantage of any and every situation financially, or resourcefully if I can. You gotta pee, that's $1. Piss and pee, nigga. But like I said, as I walked in the room, if I didn't let her know that that's what was going on, she would not even notice that I was existing, nigga. I promise you. It was in a dark room too. I'm a darker nigga than everybody in there. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying that to say that there's something in my reality, there's something in my mind that made me go think you should go ask for permission. I'm not saying that's right or wrong, but there's an art of noticing. Because it was fast. The thought process didn't happen the way I just explained it to you in sequence and linear fashion. Like, no, nigga, this should happen in a flash, all within 3-5 seconds. Walking in, noticing, see the room, and then I still ask the bitch, "What's wrong with you, nigga?" It's not nothing wrong. But look, even when I say, oh, "What's wrong with you?" There's an aspect of me that I need to get with and talk to. Like, hey, bro, it ain't a matter of being wrong or right. I did that because I was trained. I have a certain reality that I was embedded with. I was influenced to believe that this is where the shit work. And we all have that sting. It's like you might have been told jack of all trades and master of none, and now you over here in the cubicle thinking, oh, I just got to do one thing. and I'm good to go. I'm just gonna get my one wife, get my one car, get my one kid, get my one dad, and one paycheck. I like that verse in the Bible that says something roughly like, "This world doesn't operate on flesh or by flesh." The apparent like this is literally the translation of the principalities of what's going on in these spiritual, these metaphysical, these non-physical spaces. This pause that I just took to say the next sentence. There's something in the kingdom within that's like, all right, if you want to look at it like how Disney puts it with that one movie where the bitch got all these characters and or everybody got anger, happiness, or this, and they all function together as a system. I'm like, no, we ain't. All right, it's time for anger to come out and put some shit together. No, it's time for sadness to be a sad bitch. And that's just one map. That's just one. And watch this. Here I come. A master of all jack of trades is only one. In other words, imagine me trying to tell you that you can't think like that. You can't imagine the world like that. Where's Jack? You're not even trading? What the fuck is going on in here? I experienced, just like anybody, I experienced that inevitable, double bluff, triple bluff, where it's like you listening to other people outside of you without understanding the the framework, the nature, your existing cosmology, your existing sets of belief that you have currently. In what episodes, where in your memory have you assumed that this is concrete, this is what it is? Did you get a doctrine first and then was told that all your experiences are right and wrong based upon this doctrine? I'm very sure you did. I'm not offering a service like that. I'm offering experience first, doctrine later. I'm respecting the fact that you have your existing piece of experiences and of reality. In reality, you're using your senses right now, ain't you? We can start there versus me trying to give you a goddamn doctrine and be like, all right, so now you got to pray 17 times this specific way. Because it say right here in the doctrine that you may not even be connected with for real, but that's a different story. Or you might be connected with it, right? But the way in which you're going about this map within the terrain is not sufficient for you. It's not a slight against whatever cosmology you got, but some people feel like, look, the map that I'm is not sufficient enough for me to navigate through. You trying to go to the museum. You talking to a crackhead who hasn't whose mind is a little fuzzy and can't really recall physical events and memory with accuracy. You gonna ask that nigga's map, his psyche, his mentality, his framework, where the museum's at? Oh look, there's a person with a life jacket that says the museum you're looking for. And it's in brown. He got a little vest and a little shit like this on. He got a little bandana or whatever. You walk up to Buddy and be like, hey, bro, where the museum at? He gonna pull up a map and be like, hey, bro, you go down this street and turn left, and you gonna see these guards and go ass down. Versus the crackhead who's gonna be like, hey, man, you got $1 for it? I gotta tell you everything you need to know. But give me $1 for it. You know, a jack of all trades is the master of none. That's what y'all running into when y'all trying to get advice. And think about that. All these niggas got these axiomatic phrases or a whole complete cosmology that they operate life with and navigate life through. What I'm building is not asking you to drop whatever you believe in order to get with this doctrine that you must follow. And if you don't follow it the way that I perceive it and the way I interpret it, you're not doing the work, bitch ass nigga. I didn't mean to do that, but I did. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not your pastor, nigga. I'm not a nigga who's so deep insecure that you must. I need you to see and do things the way that I would like to do it. Fuck that. The world is too infinite for me to be like, you're not doing it right if I say so. Experience first, doctrine later, bruh. Sometimes the maps that we're given are not sufficient enough to navigate through. Sometimes maps are haunted if you pick up what I'm putting down. Hmm. And there's not, and it ain't just minor errors in the map and the relation to the map. They're grand errors that undermine the entire system. But we can be resilient sometimes. We can be hard headed and keep it pushing. I got to, I got to. Even that can be a part of the issue. I got a reward in elementary school for perseverance. I was in the second, fourth grade, somewhere in between that space. I was in elementary school. I got a reward for perseverance. This nigga keep trying. And for so long, I thought that was merely only a positive trait because I only wanted to see positivity in it. You ever kept on trying to persevere and maintain some bullshit? You probably wouldn't call it bullshit. You probably just quick to be like, well, I keep showing up, I persevere, and you pat yourself on the back for that, as if there's no negative aspect to perseverance, or in the way in which you relate to perseverance can play out negatively. This is literally this. It's right next to a jack of all trades. Within my own mind, it'd be subtle shit like that. Oh man, you persevere, and then I'm running into situations. Don't know when to motherfucking quit. Don't know when it's time to give up, to let go. Cause I got a reward when I was in second grade that's stamped in the back of my mind, my map that says wherever I walk in these terrains, nigga, you persevere. Even if it's some old dumbass shit. You persevere because a master, a jack of all trades, is a master of none. A jack of all trades is a master of none. A jack of and it's underlying that is the fear of floating, the fear of feeling like, well, I'm going to hold on to this because if I let go, there's nothing else that's going to ground me in identity, ground me in relevance, ground me in ambition or any of them type of things. Kiki, what's up, girl? Hold on, let me talk to Kiki. This girl, Kiki, she alarms me whenever she's ready to get rubbed for her for her food. She likes to get rubbed as she's eating, and I had to learn that. She's like, what the fuck? And she's like, what you want, Kiki? All right, cool. I start rubbing her and shit. She like, purring and shit, and then she start getting her little position, and then she start to experience first. If I came with a doctrine about that cat, I would have been trying to read the doctrine like, it's not. It doesn't say anything about the Cause life, you don't pop out the pussy with a doctrine. You pop out the pussy with an experience, and then in hindsight, you look back at it, look back at it with a goddamn map, a doctrine, a proposition of how the way world operates. Kiki, what's going on, baby? Back in a minute. But excuse me, what? Oh yeah, I obviously am roommated up. I don't watch SpongeBob like that. But anyway, I'm a Avatar the Last Airbender type of nigga. You know what I'm saying? Avatar the Aang nigga, not Ong Aang. You dig what I'm saying? Anyway, nah, for real. And it's the stories, the narratives that we're telling ourselves. I can't do this because, and you got a whole ass story. Well, I can do this because you got a whole ass story. Well, I'm just gonna remain here because you have a story. What do I mean by this? You have motivating factors. You have contextual spaces and locations. You have that you procedures and mechanisms based upon those two things. And you have meaning that drives you. All those type of things create a story. Even the lack of those parameters I just mentioned, you will be able to you will feel that what's that void. Like something's missing, bro. Something is missing somewhere. I don't know how the procedure, and it fucked with me because all these four parameters. What exists, where it exists, and how you know it. The procedures and mechanisms as to your place and how you're fitted in between those two things, and why. Everybody has those things, deals with these things, and everyone utilizes their senses to some extent. Well, what about blind people? Hence, to some extent. Sometimes it's hard to. Hey man, you got a booger on your nose. That's not a good one. Cause I'm a nigga that you tell me I got a booger on my nose. I'm like, all right, good looking. I'm just playing. I ain't gonna eat it. There's a lot of booger eating that nigga. I ain't never ate my booger, but some of y'all were eating y'all boogers, and I can tell you I got the personality of booger eating that nigga. But um, I forgot what I was saying. Anyway, infinite scripts. Experience first, doctrine later. I'm not gonna tell you what to believe, how to believe it, but I will emphasize honesty. Honesty will let you know exactly what stays and what goes. Whatever you believe in, like all those answers are within you. I firmly believe it, and I firmly believe that you have the inherent ability to recognize pattern recognition, or to recognize pattern recognition, to recognize patterns. If you can recognize patterns, you can recognize a story. You can recognize senses. You can recognize when you the world is saying It's okay to do this, or you should do that. It's suggestible. You should do this. But something deeper in you is like, go over there. I know. Everybody said go this way. I know it's probably. It seems like they got benefits. They're gonna give you a donut with it too. You get money with it too. I'm going that way with everybody. But something within you, like, nah, go that way, go the other way, or stay put. What I'm offering are tools to further excavate those type of sensations, those nudges, those feelings, those the things within the map that haven't been fully drawn out and looked at. Sometimes you need a group to help you out, bro. Take a village to make stupid. You know what I'm saying? So let me help those stupid ass out so we can just get better instead of trying to sit on stupid. Since the village made stupid, let's try to get better. You know what I'm saying? Oh, there's so much I want to share, man. I've been holding on to this service for the last, in hindsight, like 5 years or so. Oh man, thinking that I'm a I'm solely a musician, like a jack of all trades, jack of all trades, jack of all trades. Oh my god. Mm. And through the service, through my scripts, it was through the script that, and amongst other influential people and scenarios, but the script helped me align context, bring clarity to what actually is versus battling between my likes and dislikes, or not even mine, but the likes and dislikes, and that's another thing. But even me, because let it be known to other people in an earlier version of myself, I'm supposed to be dropping music, bro. I'm supposed to be in the studio. All them studio invitations, nigga, I'm supposed to be in the studio right now. Nigga, if I had your voice, if I was singing, nigga, you tripping. If I was singing, you know, I've heard niggas say, you know, if I had a pussy, I'd be. A lot of niggas end up just describing a whore. If I was a pussy, I'd be a whore. If I had a pussy, if I was a girl, and it's not to say it's not a slight against you. It's just more so emphasizing how they think. See, if I was a master of all trades, and sometimes information, especially in the westernized mind, you know, you can get a degree in rhetoric, which is tied down nowadays to just bullshit talking. You know, I know you, but you are. What am I? That's essentially rhetoric. It wasn't entirely like that, but it came to be a mode of communication that avoids nuance, that avoids or uses nuance to avoid points being made. Anyway, I'm kind of going off on a tangent. I was just really trying to make this video to slightly elucidate on because I ain't even talking about my story. I'm gonna tell y'all my story and how it relates to you because you got a story too. Well, yeah, how does this have to do with you? Because if you got a story, and then once again, if you feel like the maps that you're using are insufficient, or maybe your approach to these maps are inefficient, whichever one it may be, this is for you. It's not enough to be like, and I get it. When I played football, or after I played football, I became aware to be like, okay, the coaches, the challenge with the coaches is to have enough experience within themselves and awareness to be like, when are my football players, are they bullshitting with me? Or are they really tired right now? Or do I push them a little bit more? I can't break them. Need them. But then there are some coaches who didn't give a fuck and they just wanted to be like, just show off their coaching for whatever reasons, trauma, didn't get recognized from their parents or their mama, their daddy, their society, whatever the fuck. Now it's like, ooh, I'm 40, 30 something years old, 20 something, 50 years old. Now I can be someone who's looked at with respect and listens to me. Imagine trying to follow that person and say, this is how you do this. They are doctrine first. Not to say there ain't nothing wrong with doctrine. But if the doctrine and the person who's teaching you this shit is neglecting your experience, you might just be in a little colony, a tribal colony that may not benefit you because they don't know what you are. And instead of telling you, should nobody be telling you, but instead of giving you tools to help you navigate these things yourself, they're just selling you a business move.